What's up? What's up?
What up? What up? We just coming on early because we just sitting here talking and chilling.
Yeah, man. So
Now, what was I about to say? You had said
Nas,
something.
man.
Yeah.
Nas, the Dallas Cowboy of rap.
See,
Yeah, man. Nas is the Dallas Cowboys of rap, man.
Listen, man. I feel what you're saying, and anybody who really takes this stance is you're gonna get flack from it from a lot of people, right? But this is honestly the way I feel, right? When I listen to Nas and I listen to Jay-Z, right? This is the difference that I hear. Number one of the major differences between Nas and Jay-Z is consistency. Consistency with delivering very good work. Consistency with how fluid your verses sound. Consistency with constantly being on top of your game and never like every verse is perfect. Even if you don't like the song, his verses are that he never does anything whack, never does a whack verse, right? Nas is one of the most prolific MCs, and he started at 16 and had a phenomenal album, right?
We're talking about one of the best ones.
Lyrically, he was so potent at 16 that when all of the major producers heard him and met him and all of that, they did his album. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Premier.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Just all of the major cats back then, right? His album was a classic. You can never argue that. That level of work is something that he didn't consistently, like he didn't get that I don't see
know
where
exactly
he never reached that greatness
I know
again.
Exactly what you said.
He never reached, in my opinion.
I know exactly what you said.
In my opinion, he never reached that greatness again.
I know exactly what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times when I would go listen to one of his albums that came out and it was lackluster.
Yeah.
And I was not.
Hey man, let me help y'all.
And he was rhyming like
I'm with you. I promise. Let me complete what you're trying to say. I agree.
I know you do.
The argument that I make to Nas fans or whatever.
Yeah.
What has he done outside of Illmatic? You heard for yourself on the phone. Not too much or nothing. This, a song here, a song there, or whatever. Okay. And you're trying to say he's number one for X, Y, and Z. Right? Yeah. Okay. Overrated.
I think so.
Overrated. However, you would be better off. Here's the answer.
Yeah.
But you would be better off saying Nas is the greatest rapper ever. Why, man? Because of Illmatic. I'm listening.
Right.
Now we have a genuine conversation.
Right.
Because Illmatic changed. It's not even so much that it changed. It was so different than what we was used to at that time.
Right. Nothing.
And to show you how good it was and how smart the little nigga was, he made us wait a year after he said he would release it. Because everybody was saying, oh man, we was waiting on Nas album to come out. I don't know if you remember this or not. And when it was supposed to come out, he put us back off about a whole year like it was a damn video game.
Trying to finish it out.
And a year later, You know what the game did? We're waiting, and we were there, and Illmatic hit us. Illmatic was done a year before we heard it to show you how brilliant he was. So if you want to make the argument, is he the best rapper ever? Yes. Why? Because of Illmatic. I could make the counter argument like on his defense. If you create Illmatic, how do you follow up with that?
Right. Now let me say this. The only thing I disagree with you about is the fact that that body of work is something he's never done again.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
And most artists haven't done.
And never ever will do
Exactly.
in their career. That's
he
what
said.
I'm saying.
That album.
Right. No, I'm just not.
He
saying,
said that album.
Well, hold on. Don't let me forget what I was about to say. I want to forget what I'm about to say because you know.
You do it.
Yeah.
You do
So,
it. You do it.
So when you take that album and say that if you would be better off saying that that is the reason, that's the sole reason why, I understand why you say that because of how great that body of work was from a 16-year-old, right? But you cannot discount the many, many hits that he has done since then, whether it was one song on a bad album, or whether it was 2 or 3 songs on a semi-good album,
enough.
whatever.
Fair enough.
He has made
Fair enough.
music that's very, very, very extremely important to the culture.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand
you cannot
Fair
discount
enough.
those. And
Absolutely.
all of those things with Illmatic as the foundation, that is what you will be better off saying. If you saying that Nas is the greatest rapper of all times or one of them, then those reasons. That would be better because you cannot discredit all of those other great things that he's done. And those individual things that he's done, they're on the level of Illmatic. Some of them are, actually a lot of them are on the level of Illmatic, but they 1 song, 2 songs here and there. It's no body of work that was even.
He still got jams that
right.
This
Exactly.
went on that album.
I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
I'm not
I just wanted to clarify that.
I understand
Because
that.
when you
understand.
point only to that album, that's a lot of stuff you kind of kick into the curb.
No, man, that's my point.
Okay.
That's my whole point.
Okay, I'm listening.
Like Illmatic was a shift
right
in what we were doing. Let me give you the best example possible. Nobody saw Jimi Hendrix coming.
Right.
Nobody.
Right.
The industry, no A&R, no nothing.
Right.
The nigga landed out of space.
Right.
And now consider what you heard to that point in music.
I feel what you're saying, but to the level of what you're saying, and really listen to what I'm about to say, right?
Man, it's free game.
Nas did change shit.
I'm surprised it's not.
But
it's not 1 for a quarter.
Nas didn't make the shift to that, going in that direction.
No, that's not my argument. Nope, that's not my argument. My argument is
Okay.
he was different.
Yes.
That's why I keep saying
He was different.
We
but,
didn't hear that.
But listen to what I'm saying. He was different. But the section of different he was in, the reason why he didn't create that, Rakim created that.
Ain't tripping.
Rakim was the first what Nas
That's
was
true.
later on.
Because they started making the early comparisons. I remember those.
Right.
I remember those conversations.
So it sounds like you're saying he was that different one, like Jordan was to the NBA,
Right. Right.
And what I'm telling you is, no, he's a Kobe.
Wow.
Rakim is that.
Wow. Well, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
You have no.
Yeah.
I'm
not talking about status. I'm talking about when you talking about that different, like nobody looked like that.
Right.
Yeah, they did. It's
So it's going from there to him. I understand that. It's
Yeah.
going from Rakim
Yeah.
to Nas.
Right.
I get that.
Right.
During the height of what we were into in the
Right.
90s, underground rock or whatever.
Right.
My argument was, if you're going to make the argument that
Right.
Nas is the greatest, you would default to that body of work as being the basis of it all. Period.
Oh yeah.
That set the standard.
Yeah.
Period. I'm saying when you say like he changed shit or whatever, it's like, yeah, man, Big Daddy Kane,
But you're not saying nothing different from what I said now.
Right.
Fair enough. Hey man, no, he is not.
Hey man.
The argument is no, he is not.
Yeah.
He is not one of the greatest. Ever.
Yeah.
No, he is not.
Yeah, he's not.
He is not. That's what we're arguing. He's not.
Not even in top 10.
Huh?
Oh no, he's top 10 easily.
Oh, he's top 10
easily.
Because when you just
ten.
talk about how good a nigga can rap, Nas is up there. You can't dispute that.
Oh yeah.
Don't mean that he rap.
everything
It
together.
don't mean that he. See, one of my nitpicks with him is Nas doesn't do the best of him every time he goes in the booth. Like I can hear, I'm an MC, right? I can listen to Nas's music and tell which ones he wrote to the beat or which ones he had rhymes for, and then he got the beat and put that shit together. I can tell, right? Jay-Z does that all the time, but you can never tell because he's so fluid with the way his delivery hits the beat every time. And Nas is more. And that's another thing. People say Nas is way more intricate than Jay-Z.
No, he is not.
But people don't really see those
No,
people
he
don't
is
really
not.
listen to Jay-Z.
And Jay ain't new on that either.
When you go and you talk to niggas,
He been doing that since the originator.
Listen. When you go and you talk to a lot of real spitters, MCs, right? Like people who really love to rhyme. You find more of them that default to, man, that nigga Jay-Z, my nigga, lyrically, right? Like that nigga is the greatest. You find that more often than you do Nas.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. It's not a huge gap, but it's a gap.
I don't care about nothing after that. Then.
It's a gap.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
at least
cool.
from my experience.
And you know what's really cool about that, man? The overall consciousness in the hip hop community towards Jay. That's good to hear because we usually don't respond to genius after it's dead.
Yeah. Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Like we see the beauty of our art.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like we see the beauty of our art.
Yeah.
We've been waiting on it for a minute, and we're all responding to this. Jay getting accolades from people, man, that weren't even born when the originator came out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he is where he is
Right.
in music and in life.
Right.
It's not because goons came and intimidated us.
Right.
No. In this culture, we understand beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And he's exhibiting it very well, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm. Man, listen. When you go and you listen to hip hop music, right? That mainstream hip hop music, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna say both, mainstream and underground.
Mm-hmm,
but even in mainstream, I'm getting my point. Damn.
I started laughing.
I know. I think that messed me up even more because I heard it. I went, damn,
Yeah, man.
Man.
Hey, man, I've been watching it, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm just going through it. I've been watching it, man.
Yeah.
I've been watching it, man.
Yeah,
I've been watching it versus, man.
Hey, man, that verses felt good, dog.
I've been watching it versus, man. That was beautiful.
Man.
That was beautiful. I think personally, in music history, you know what I think one pivotal point in music history is that I don't think we'll ever in life ever get the recognition it deserves. When Portishead played New York City live.
Oh yeah.
Like if you want to talk about a pinnacle in time
for
for music history,
Yeah.
Look no further. Even if you don't like it, that's cool.
Yeah.
Even if you just, for whatever reason.
I don't think nobody don't like Portishead though.
But think about it. There are people alive that if you hear that, they may not like that sound.
Nah, but I think when anything that's really good, if you make a person really listen to it,
to Portishead,
they're gonna feel it.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
They're gonna feel it.
I feel that.
They just gotta listen.
I feel that.
That's all it ever really is.
Let's say Los what? Okay. So let's say like you look at people that's Los's parents' age, right?
Yeah.
And you say, hey man, listen to Portishead. I don't know if they ever relate to it. I don't.
That would be
because it's age and time now. The beat is way different now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Now, do you mean like the average person or music head?
Oh, it doesn't matter, man. We just deal with people.
Okay. Just people in general.
Yeah, just people in general. Like if you listen to a certain beat, like if it's too far from your reality, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what you really into, that's they're not gonna respond. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's cool, no problem.
Right.
No blood?
No, I still have to get software and stuff. So.
And I did it too.
You know what I'm saying?
You did it too?
I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, man, y'all distracted me, man. Y'all distracted me.
Yeah, man. I think
telling you, man, that was beautiful. I've been watching it, man. I've been watching it over and over. And what's so crazy is like when I watch it, I'm like, the way he went out with that track with Slick Rick, Knock Him Out the Box, Chris.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And the way he like, and when he came on up, not only was the beat off the chain, I had never heard that before. That was the beat off the chain. And I'm like, that's that sound I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts walking around in a circle like, so now we done got that out the way.
Right.
Now it is undisputed who number one is now. We done got that out the way now. We finna do this.
It was ugly, man.
Hey, man.
It was ugly.
Hey, man.
It was ugly, dog.
We're
gonna get into it, though.
No doubt.
Still got 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. No doubt, man. No doubt.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, but these Nas fans, not fans. I am not fans of it, man. Well, you had me laughing last night when that snake was on that lady head.
I don't even remember that.
You don't remember? Was it Los House?
That snake was on the lady head. Why don't I remember that?
I'm finna tell you right now, you finna die laughing. Just get yourself together. You ready?
All right.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Last night, man, was at Los House, man. And this chick, I don't know why, I don't know what it was, but she had like this, she was doing something, she had like this huge green snake. It was a chick just going around her Listen, hold on, man.
Okay.
We're going around the horse. It's me, you, Amy, Lois, Bobby, and the snake going around our arms. We all looking at it, and all you hear at the background is me go, I told you, man.
Hey, man.
I told you, man. I told you, man.
It was quiet, boy. It was all sharp. Oh god, dude.
Oh shit.
Oh man. I like a picture. I like a picture with that Shannon Sharp. What's up, Shitty man. We went on air early. We just sitting there.
Yeah, they told me that. I said, what's up, folks?
Man, what's up, my brother? How's it going, man? Good to see
Another
you,
lovely
bro.
Monday in the world.
No doubt.
What can you say?
Oh man, my brother. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't get to see it.
Oh my
I
God.
forgot about it.
Hey, that's okay, man. That means you got a good. How long was it? About 2 hours.
2.5 to be exact.
2.5 hours worth of wonderful time spent, dog.
Yes, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, man.
Yes, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yes, man.
Hey, that was lovely.
Yes, man.
That was lovely.
The hell?
Man. So, this nigga right here. You know how much I hate spiders?
Yeah.
That's how much he hates snakes, right?
Oh, for real?
And so we was watching something, man, and this lady had this snake. and it was like crawling all around her hand and shit. And we are looking inside intense. And all I heard echo from the back was
Oh shit.
man, I could not stop laughing, dog.
Oh my days. Oh Jesus, Mary, Casey and JoJo.
That was rough. That was rough.
What's up, Daddy Smoke?
What's up, people? What's the deal, man? How y'all doing out there?
Oh, man.
Out there in YouTube land.
YouTube.
Oh, my God, man.
I need to eat another piece of this.
Eat that.
Man.
Eat that.
Yo, Mike Seafood, man. I'm trying to tell you that.
It's on point.
That damn salmon is a monster, dog.
Why you be liking to eat like the whole bodies of stuff? Man, you want the whole body of the fish, man. How do you do it, man? Like,
Hey, man, I feel you because I felt the same way until I went to Nicaragua and I ate that whole fish together. That shit was amazingly good. But see, the
you
thing
eat it with
is,
the head on it, won't you?
but see, this is the thing. It's funny because I don't understand what the point is because I don't eat nothing in the head. I just eat the meat. The whole fish, you know. Just
Some
eat the
people
head.
do though.
But some people, like when you go to some of the Mexican restaurants, and you ask for that, like I've had like the waitress or whatever, you know how they just be talking to you and shit, and then she'll say, and this has happened a few times. She was like, you don't suck the eyes, you don't suck the eyes, you know what I'm saying, like shit like that and all of that, and I'll be like,
Nah, fam, you got it.
I can't
You
do it.
got it. You got it.
I'm
I
good.
can't do it.
I'm okay with eating the whole animal, but I'm not finna eat the head of anything.
Yeah, man.
I don't want no brains,
exactly.
no eyeballs.
Exactly. That's me. I don't want no feet. I
No,
don't want no hips. I don't want no snouts. I don't want no ears. I don't want no.
I don't want nothing from the shoulder blades up. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's where I start. Now everything will start changing after that. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like different body parts start going different ways. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that.
Run
Bro,
look at him, be
bro,
like, from the
sure,
neck down, nigga, you mine.
Game.
As long as you cut them
Maybe.
into pieces.
Maybe, but keep the head off.
No tongues, none of that.
Man, when I was
Couldn't do
little, we raised a pig.
Sweet breads.
When I was little, we raised a pig, and you know, my mom had told me when we got it that it was gonna be for slaughter. You know, we was eventually gonna make food out of it. So, but still, you know, I was probably about 10 years old. I'm going out in the backyard every day. I'm playing with the pig. It had a little personality, you know, and they smart. They kind of like similar intelligent to dogs, actually.
Pigs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Matter of fact, they're a little bit smarter than dogs. They recently found out.
A dog you can eat.
But I'd go out in the backyard. I'd play with the thing, and you know, it knew me and all this kind of stuff. Then one day, came home from school. He was gone, and I was like, "Hey, where's Pig?" Oh, took him to the slaughterhouse. Okay. So next couple of days, I come home. There's all these white packages wrapped in butcher paper in the fridge, and I was like, "What in the hell?" And they was like, "Oh, that's him." I ain't gonna lie. I paused for probably about 20 seconds, 30 seconds as I was thinking about it.
Your reaction was slow.
That was bang. Oh,
But man, when I'm telling you, the only part of that pig I did not eat was the hog head cheese. That was the only part I couldn't do. Because they made my stepdad used to eat that, and he had some of that made from his head.
When I was a little boy,
I couldn't eat
when I was a little boy,
man.
I tasted hog head cheese.
I
remember that.
I liked
it
it.
was actually pretty good.
I
That's what
liked
was
it.
gonna
I
say.
liked it.
Yeah, I would never put that shit in my body.
I don't know what it is, but when they said hog, I stayed away from it because I stopped eating pork like
Right.
that.
What's up,
I
everybody?
ate pepperoni
Welcome to the show.
show. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the show. Hey, so man, you ate your friend.
Oh hell yeah, he was good too.
Oh my god.
I remember when I was little.
But I told you, I grew up like a country kid, man.
In Southport, man.
Yes. Dude, we had chickens.
Chickens and shit.
I remember.
Where I live
Dude,
now.
we had chickens, ducks, geese. We had goats. We had horses in our backyard.
They had ducks.
Dude, I used to eat duck eggs.
He eats duck eggs.
Motherfuckers were good too.
They like duck eggs.
Hey B, can I get one?
AB.
37 bit.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's Donald Trump right there.
Right,
No, he's a
nigga. I sent it to you by cash
That's
map.
Donald Trump right there, boy. Sure. Hey man, on the cool. I know you say you missed it, but last night's versus Kane and
Man,
KRS-One.
you can already tell me. I ain't.
No. I'm not going.
Spoiler alert.
No. I'm not going to spoil it. No. I'm not gonna
Well, we're gonna have to because we gotta talk about it.
I don't mind.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess what I wanted to say about it really didn't change. Man, when you didn't get a chance to see that live, you missed an experience with other like-minded individuals with you on the planet for a very rare experience that is dying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
one of the most beautiful things you're gonna see, which is hip hop in its purity. It was so cool, man. Like you thought it was 1985 all over again. No. I mean it with in all sincerity.
No, I understand.
Like you're gonna go there because
You
they
know,
stopped.
serious, man.
They stopped the show, man. They brought out break dancers, man.
Ooh.
They brought out Crazy Legs.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
They tapped every part of hip hop except for tagging, except for
Yeah, the graffiti and shit.
graffiti.
Yeah, man.
That's
Right?
the only
Yeah.
part they didn't touch.
See, that's
And
beautiful.
it wasn't in the
Yeah.
They brought
areas
out
either, right?
when you like watching it now. See, now think about you watching this in real time live with everybody else.
Right.
So you're like, man, that's crazy, man. And then DOS Effects, no. Then Nice and Smooth come out,
Yeah.
and then DOS Effects come out,
Ooh.
and then Roxanne comes out,
Right.
Damn.
and then
okay.
Master Ace comes out. See,
and then
we forgot about Master Ace.
right, and then Craig G came out.
Craig G comes out.
They did the symphony.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
Damn.
Call for backup.
Eric B come out.
Eric B came out.
Eric B, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Damn, they was pulling out no stop, all the stops. I mean,
That was a
God
nice little
damn.
concert. Shit.
And then you know what your boy KRS-One did? He just brought out Black Moon.
damn, that's a name you haven't heard in.
He brought out
forever.
Black Moon.
Ooh,
Before he brought out Channel Live.
Right.
okay, that was a hell of a show.
And then the nigga ended it with this track, like saying, all right, and these his words, I quote. Now it has been established who the best is. Now that we know who run all of it, here we go. And then you're gonna start to hear one of the hardest songs you ever heard in your life. And then the nigga ends it with good night. And walked off.
But I mean, after that, that's all you really need to do.
Hey man, you missed an experience, my brother.
Did and see
Missed an
you
experience.
even saw the levels of the energy, right? Because in the beginning, right, in the very beginning, it was kind of going back and forth, and then Kane started killing that nigga, dog.
Hey man,
He started killing Rakim because Rakim would look like he was out of breath. He wasn't finishing his
KRS-One.
rhyme.
KRS-One.
I mean, KRS-One.
We watched a different show.
And Kane,
Right.
I know, right? And Kane was on it, like he was spitting. He was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He sounded on point. It was, all that. He didn't sound like he was winded.
you could hear all
It
of
was-
Kane's words.
Yeah, like he was on it, dog. And so that like last part, the last half of the first round, Kane smoked him.
Okay.
But then they went out, and it was like KRS wasn't being this. He didn't seem to. It looked like he wasn't doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he hadn't been doing it or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
That second half came, and KRS turned into what he has always been and what he has always told you he is.
He cashed in on that.
The level that you felt like when Das Effects was coming out and Kane was just killing it, nigga, we was feeling it like, yes, nigga, that's that feeling.
Yeah.
That's that feeling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And when
Until-
KRS came out that second
Until-
half,
Mm-hmm.
every song he did, every freestyle he did, everything he did, it leveled up. And it was dog. Kane kept coming back with shit, and it was good shit, but it was good.
It was not bad at
but
all.
It was really.
It was not bad at all.
But the intensity of what KRS was doing overshadowed everything that he was doing. Dog.
He had that energy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He had the energy. That's what I kept saying last night. He got the energy, dog. He in it.
You got that.
And once you in it,
you feel.
once you in that shit, dog,
Mm-hmm.
you can. Nothing can stop you, dog.
Mm-hmm.
He was Bruce
Nothing
Lee.
can
He
stop
was Bruce
you,
Leroy,
man.
and Kane was show enough.
Yeah.
You can tell, man.
Yeah.
I told this nigga, I said, I know what happened. That nigga KRS-One went backstage, and he was like, man, he had that conversation with himself. Like, look, man, let me get out of my damn head and go out there and do what the fuck I do.
Somebody told him,
And
do
he
you, man.
snapped.
Knowing
And
KRS,
snap.
hell, he might have did
So
that shit
somebody
on
told him,
purpose.
do, just be you.
Yeah, but see,
He
what
went out there
KRS-One
and
came out firing with wasn't no joke either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What he stepped out the gates with,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, damn, Kane, you got to fight on your hands tonight, man. And it look good what
He
you doing.
won. I think he won the first round.
Who?
KRS. I mean, not the first round. The first, like the
Yeah,
first
because
two
even
songs.
First two songs in
Even
the
the
first
comments
round.
were going that it was 2-2, and after that, it was
Yeah, it was doing.
Because it was like he was
and then-
dead, and him, and then
Yeah.
him, and him, and then after that, all the comments went to KRS-One. Like
That's crazy. That's crazy,
Yeah,
man. I'm
that
telling you.
second half,
And Kane came out with like hits like when you looking at it, you're like, man, this dude, this kind of aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Like what you trying to do. I understand this is a versus.
Yeah.
But if this was like a peace and love and all that, we just all trying to, do the art and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We all good, kumbaya, whatever. Like Kane, that's kind of aggressive what you're coming out with. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made us all question. Because remember, I even talked to y'all and I was like, hey man, what y'all doing? Man, watching Big Daddy Kane. And this nigga was like, hey man, I told you don't sleep on him, which he was right.
Okay.
Because Kane is very aggressive. That's how he got started.
Yeah,
Right.
So that's but we did not expect KRS-One. We knew what KRS-One was capable of, no doubt about that. But the showmanship that he put on towards Big Daddy Kane, that was so aggressive. Like he was responding to like, we both know what this is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right.
He
had to say it, and that's why I started dying laughing. He was like, look, y'all was always talking about who's the best, Kane.
Mm-hmm.
He names Rakim,
Mm-hmm.
Cool G Rap.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight and now is the time we gonna settle that.
Mm-hmm.
When that man took that step forward,
Mm-hmm.
I went, you win. You win. Because is that not what we have been asking
Right.
for the last 30 to 40 years of rap?
Right.
Who is better?
Right.
And now here y'all are. All that happy and kumbaya and all that showmanship that Kane exhibited, that's cool. I get that, homeboy.
Right.
But that's not why you're here. You understand what I'm
It's
saying?
called versus for a reason.
But see,
That's not why you're here.
actually, I feel you, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think there's a part of that you see that energy, dog, is something that's really, really key to situations like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at, say, Ja Rule and
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe, right?
Wasn't interested.
But when you look at it, you saw Fat Joe, he was out there doing his shit, his hits.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
everybody feeling the shit.
Mm-hmm.
But Ja Rule had the energy.
No doubt.
And he just, and when you have that energy,
You bring the crowd with you.
you
boy.
bring the crowd with you and they feel everything
I know
you're
where you're
doing,
going with this.
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've seen Kane do that countless times.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, when it counted, he didn't get all the way there, but KRS did. And that's why he won. Because they both good and they both deserve the spot. But when you step up to that mic and it's time to show and prove, it don't matter how both
That's
of y'all
cool.
good.
That's cool.
What matter is
That's the
you
difference.
stay on top of your shit.
That's the
and
difference.
you get the energy. And
That's cool.
Because when you catch that energy, dog, nothing
Hey, man.
can stop that shit.
Hey man, like my
Nothing
my
can
teacher
stop
told
this
me, James Avery, he said, hey man, if you want to know if one thing is better than the other, no matter how small the difference is, that's the difference.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
Exactly.
difference.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. You understand?
Exactly.
So I'm good with that. That's cool. That's the difference.
We still saying the same
I'm not
thing.
arguing with you.
That's
I'm
right.
arguing
Y'all not
with you.
disagreeing.
I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah,
y'all not
That's
disagreeing.
the
Yeah,
difference.
That's exactly what
Absolutely.
happened. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
At the beginning,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
KRS said, yo, the
Yeah.
energy was with him and the show went with him from that point.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
Big Daddy Kane was still doing his things, but it was like
But it
when
wasn't-
he came out, it was like up
Yeah,
here.
it was up here.
Like,
It was up here.
The
He
level
stepped
of
in.
hype.
He
So that's
caught
what he
that
did.
energy.
He caught that energy, and that was the difference. He
Because
got it.
think
Yeah.
about it. In the beginning, he didn't have the energy. And the reason he didn't have the energy is because he wasn't relaxed.
You know,
He
yeah.
wasn't into it. He was too much
That's why I
in
said
his
somebody
head,
must have
dog.
told him, dude, just be you, nigga.
He's the same nigga.
Warm it up,
He the
Scratch.
same.
Okay, just warm it up.
He was doing the songs. He was doing all his hits. But it wasn't hitting
He
the
wasn't,
same.
he wasn't,
Yeah.
When he came out the second time, he calmed down. He got out
level
of
was
his head.
more.
And he started doing what he's
Bouncing
been
to
doing
it,
for
yeah.
the past, I don't know, 30-some years.
40-some
Man.
years.
You know what I'm
There was
saying?
nothing Kane
And-
could do
Great
about
show,
that
great
man.
show.
And
Kane couldn't do
it was a
nothing
rap,
about that
dog.
man.
It was a rap.
There was nothing that man could do about that at all.
And Kane,
But
Kane
go along
was
for
up
the
there
show.
freestyling, and that shit sounded good, dog.
Yes, it
It
did,
was like,
sir. Yes,
it's
it did,
a
sir.
surprise to me
Yes, it
how
did,
well
sir.
he was freestyling, dog.
Oh,
That's Kane's stepson right
Right,
there.
for
You know
real.
what I mean?
I was
Yeah.
like, wow.
That's his protege
Yeah.
from back in the day.
You know what I'm saying? For real. I'm going to tell you on that. That was a beautiful moment last night to see all of that. Like it was like you had shows within shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like 'cause you had, DOS Effects and the New York City Breakers and Crazy Legs. You had shows within shows. It was like watching Beat Street.
right.
You know what I mean?
It was like watching Beach, but they all old.
Yo, did anybody out there watch the Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One? Y'all, if y'all did, let us know if y'all liked it and if y'all, what y'all thought about it.
What's up, man?
And if y'all got anything y'all want to say about it, give us a call. The phone number is 281-858-3107. All right, y'all give us a call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You gotta
man.
watch it, man.
That was a beautiful thing, dude, because you don't get that feeling. You don't get that feeling no more, man. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
you should see these niggas in like at the den. They were
Dog.
Ruck actually was stood up and was standing up most of the whole show. This nigga was standing up like he was there.
Man.
Like,
Yeah, man, I was loving it.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's how you know it was good.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was,
man.
it was a good show, really good show. Yeah,
Boy.
When the man say stand up,
you know, yeah, right. And there was a lot of
I'm
people.
telling you,
there.
man.
Shouted out to a whole bunch of people, man. It
I
was a
talked
good
to
show.
Sworn. I was like, Sworn, how you not gonna see this? She's like, see what? Your baby dad was on last night. Ooh, Big Dad Kane versus KRS-One. Why they gonna do that to him?
They already knew all that.
why they gonna do that? That sounds like some shit to what I'm saying. Oh Jesus!
Mm-hmm. She started watching it. Mhm. She was dead serious too.
I know she was.
She was dead serious, man.
Man. What's up, Ash? What's up, Burley? Is it Burley? Is that how
He
you
went to school with us, man. Jamal Squee, all of them. He went to school with us, man.
Oh wait, that's
Burley
Burley.
Fields from
Yeah.
Sterling.
What's up, Burley?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All
Good
right.
dude,
Yeah,
man.
What's up, man? What's the deal, man?
Damn. Talk about old school. Okay.
Yeah, brother went to the military, did well for himself, man. Got a beautiful family, beautiful
Man,
life.
that's blessed.
Brother's doing very well for himself.
Dope.
Mm-hmm.
Very dope.
Absolutely. Speaking of military, I know Colin Powell died this morning.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Crazy, huh? Where did he die from?
Complications from COVID.
And he was fully immunized.
But he also had cancer, and the version of cancer and the type of cancer that he had specifically affected your immune system. So he was already in a weakened state.
Got it. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You know, my thoughts on that on the cool. Like he's done a whole lot for, people, color and all of that kind of stuff, especially in the military. You know how hard it is to get rank in the Army.
Yeah.
I specifically remember around after 9/11 hit, this bastard in front of the UN making the plea to go to war on false pretenses of weapons of mass destruction.
Mm-hmm.
You killed a whole lot of people behind a lie you knew was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I am not saying he's not a good father. I am not saying that he has not helped some black people in the military and women or whatever.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm not questioning his patriotism on no level at all. You killed a whole lot of people behind a lie, an unnecessary lie at that, which is what this brother is always talking about. And I'm on the other side of it usually.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm letting you know I
Right.
understand the argument.
Right.
You understand? I understand the argument.
Right.
And since I understand the argument, let's talk about this incident here called Colin Powell.
Mm.
You killed a whole lot of people, man. A whole lot of Americans lost our lives. I ain't talking about the Iraqis.
Yeah.
And we can talk about them on humanitarian terms.
Most definitely.
Yep.
But I'm not in Iraqi.
Right.
You killed a whole lot of Americans behind a lie.
Maybe he didn't know it was a lie.
No, he knew it was a lie. He knew it was a lie.
You know, maybe he didn't.
He
He
knew it
just
was a
rolled
lie.
with it. We're automatically assuming that because
that's the
that's
thing,
what we
man.
think our government does. They
Ain't
know what the fuck they're
that
doing.
the normal mode of operations though? For the
That's what I'm
United
saying.
States?
That's
That's
how they
how
all
it
knew that
always
shit.
goes.
They all knew that.
It always go
you
like
know?
that.
We all know at this table, and Bob as well, that a fact of that whole conversation is uranium gonna show up on the map. And when everybody has satellites and that shit shows up in a certain area so much, you're like, hey man, they got something going on over there.
See it.
That's how we know, basically. I'm just dumb. Now, if we all knew that in 2003, don't tell me you didn't know that and more according to the pretenses you used to go into Iraq. Because we found no evidence to show anything of what you're saying that showed up on some satellites. We know that. You went to war on a lie. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
But because you was a part of America, no one had the ability to stop you from what you was going to do anyway. That's why we broke from what is it? The North Atlantic, North Atlantic Alliance.
NATO?
That's why we broke from NATO.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We was like, we're gonna go ahead and do this anyway.
Yeah.
Because even NATO, they're like, hey man, we good for Poland and Russia and you know, Czech and all of that. That's why we signed up for this kind of stuff during World War II. Maybe World War I. It's not that kind of war anymore. You understand what I'm saying? And now you doing this in the Middle East or whatever. Everybody, they knew, they was like, hey man, what you doing is BS. That's not cool. That's why they had to break from them and join Spain and Britain. And they said, okay, let's go mess with Iraq. Colin Powell, for every single death that occurred, is partly responsible, along with the other dude that just died, Rumsfeld.
Yeah.
He's just as responsible as well.
Yeah. The first time we went in, or the second?
It's the economic part of it now. It was a whole big. They got that man out of power on a lie. So he dies today. I really don't care.
And
I don't care at all.
Bush number 2 is a damn war criminal.
That's who spearheaded it.
Right. Right.
But see, that's just it. When the uranium shit didn't work, 9/11 worked.
That was afterwards.
9/11 got us up in there.
And really,
The first time the first time with Big Bush. After that, the second time we went after 9/11.
Oh yeah, they tried.
Because that
They tried on
uranium shit
9/11.
wasn't working no more.
They tried on 9/11
You know?
a couple of times before they brought it down.
And then they
tried a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking about when that uranium story did not work. 9/11 worked to make people say, "Let's go to war." That's what I'm saying. You know, and we didn't give a fuck whether it was a lie or not. They blew up our towers. You believe that? Go ahead.
Oh, we got a comment saying he actually admitted that he was misled to trust the intel. Rumsfeld is the mastermind.
But that's why he quit. He finally said, you know, man, fuck y'all. Y'all are crazy. At least that's what I had heard about Colin Powell. That's why he had left. Because him and Condoleezza Rice, to me, the same people. You know what? Y'all with them. I don't give a fuck about y'all.
I like
I don't feel either way about it. I never felt anything good or bad for him. He's another human that died, you know. He died impact on my life.
I like Conda. Conda speak Russian.
I know everybody like Conda.
Speaks it fluently.
Yeah, we all like Conda.
I like Conda. She got that old 1950 hairstyle too. I like Conda. She got that old 1950 look.
I like Conda.
I like Conda.
I just don't like with rice. Unless you make leg, then it's a different story.
Right?
That's a different story.
Hey man, we live. Just in case you forgot. Just in case you forgot.
Yeah, I don't feel no kind of way.
But I wasn't sad about
you
that.
did your duty,
man.
man. Cool, you know.
Nah, the only thing,
Killed a lot of people.
like I said, I mean, he already lost me being right wing and being a brother. I have had an issue with that. But then once, of course, I got a little bit older and found out, a lot of the stuff about, like you said, 9/11 and all of that being just a straight up fallacy that got us into that war for the last 20 years. It's like, come on, dude. And then you sitting back like nothing happened, like you didn't do anything wrong. And that's the thing that kills me is that a lot of these fuckers who is walking around right now, like I said, Bush #2, Rumsfeld is gone, and Powell's gone. Yeah. But these dudes is war criminals, man.
I agree
if they was any place else other than America, they'd have been brought up on charges already.
I agree with you, man.
But we run things, so there's
there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. There we go. That's right. Oh, what side we on?
So what I do
what side we on?
But it's like, like I dare you to say something.
Who's gonna say you gonna come after me? Okay, come on.
I dare you.
Y'all forget we got people everywhere around this.
Hey, we everywhere.
We'll strike you in 3 seconds. We'll be in your hometown. Jets.
We gotta lose some good people, man. Sometimes just as good.
Man. We do what we want. Wrong.
Hey, man. Yeah. Hey, number one.
We just don't take your shit.
Number one, man. Why y'all going against number one, man? Come on. Come on, man. We on team win. Shoot, this is gonna be it, man, for a long time. Enjoy it.
Oh, real quick side note for everybody out there. Early voting started today, y'all. Go out and vote. Local elections make all the fucking difference. Please go out and vote.
Amen to that.
I'm not gonna tell you who to vote for. I'm not gonna tell you what to vote for, but just go out and vote. If you're not registered, go get registered. Go to harrisvote.org. You can get registered to vote, find out where your polling places are, get out there and handle it.
I ain't seen no signs. They're not going to put signs out no more. I ain't seen no signs.
Drive by one of the polling places. You see all the signs out there.
See them all over the place.
But yeah, I passed by 2 polling places on the way, on my way to work and then on my way over here.
In the black community.
Any of them?
No.
Any other people trying to legalize weed in Texas?
Not so far. Right now, they got a bunch of amendments. There's a bunch of amendments to the Texas Constitution on the ballot. So definitely get out there and vote, folks. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Listen to him. Trying to help y'all.
Hey, vote. I'm trying to tell you, local elections matter more than the federal ones. So please get out there and vote. Right. Those are the ones that affect your day to day. So please get out there and vote. And I think early voting started today and goes. Oh, damn it, I forgot the dates.
You know why I think black people don't vote, Devin? At the end of the day. What? No, for real. We're talking. What? I really believe this. What more y'all gonna do to us? Think about our legacy of suffering on this piece of dirt in the confines of where we live. Yeah. The people I ain't gonna say the people. All of us have felt that, even in behaviors that we're not even aware of what we're doing, why we're doing. Right. That's how deep slavery goes. Right. Yeah. So when you look at people that have been damaged in their humanity to that degree, what are you going to offer them on a legislative level?
I agree. You know why I agree with that? Because when you say they looking at it like, what more can you do to us?
What more can you do?
Black people, a lot of times, don't give a shit about none of that.
They really don't.
Because they already feel that whatever is going to happen is going to be fucked up towards us.
We're already ready for it.
Right.
Why should we expect different?
We are a permanent state of apathy. That's what it is.
Nobody trying to help us.
It's a survival.
Yeah, so we just got to do what we got to do. Fuck all that voting shit.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the mentality.
Like what else? Now what?
Yeah. But we've been, and in a way, that's one of the things that we've been taught. Because I gladly admit, for years I didn't vote.
Me too.
I didn't start voting until probably about 5-6 years ago.
Agreed.
Yeah, and so hell, I didn't even vote for Barack when he ran. I didn't vote then.
Okay.
You know, and I mean, everybody was on the bandwagon. Ooh, black president. I ain't go vote. Mm-hmm. I was like, if that nigga win, he gonna win without me. But, you know, I started learning a few things about politics and learning a few things, especially about local politics. And like I said, local elections, those are the ones that can really affect your day to day. What's the DA here? Kim Ogg. And I remember you went to one of the meetings with me with that organization that was trying to legalize weed here. I learned about her through this organization that I was going to that was trying to that I was dealing with trying to legalize weed in Texas. She was running for DA, and she basically had told this organization, like, y'all help me get elected, I'm gonna decriminalize it.
Talk to me.
And what did she do? She wasn't able to completely decriminalize it, but now you get caught with what is it? Less than
she's the one that did the 4
ounces. You get caught with less than 4 ounces. You write a ticket. You get a ticket. That's it.
Brought that in.
And if you do whatever the circumstances are,
you can get caught with up to 4 ounces of weed, and it's nothing.
Yeah.
Right. But you cannot have a warrant. If you have a warrant for anything,
I mean, it's like
but if you had a warrant anyway,
that adds, but they add that charge.
But then they add the charge.
Yeah.
Oh.
But if you get caught with less than 4 ounces and you don't got no charge,
I think that's what it is.
You literally can do. There's like a program they put you through where you go to class, you go through some community service or some bullshit like that, and it don't even go on your record.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, that's a good step in the right direction.
So I mean, like I said, stuff like that. Those are the kind of things that can affect your day-to-day life.
True.
Vote in the local elections. Even if you don't vote for president, fine. I ain't gonna be mad at you.
Why you didn't vote for Barack, man?
Because I didn't trust him.
Oh, and listen, what I was saying, let me clear something real quick. And what I said about the law, just in case, everybody don't quote me on that, but it has something to do with when you get stopped. If you don't have
So y'all like
no, I just don't want to be giving no bad information.
Right. I know messing with you.
So it has something to do with you getting stopped. You can have up to 4 ounces as long as you don't have a warrant. You don't have something against you. So however that works, if you do have something against you, y'all go look that up. Don't quote me on that, but it has something to do with that.
Brought to you Law Dog Incorporated. So you didn't trust Barack Obama?
No.
The mic.
Because he suffered from the same condition that all politicians suffer from. Money.
Whiteness.
It's like I say all the time, it's the money in politics that caused the problem. If you was taking corporate money, you're going to vote for corporate interests. You're going to put laws in effect that help the corporate interests. That's just how it works. That's how since we legalized bribery in the American political system, that's what it is. Other countries look at us and like, okay, they talk to American politicians and be like, y'all niggas really got it well set up where people can just give y'all money and y'all pass laws for them? That's what we got.
That's why I always say, no matter what the intentions,
right? That's what I say. I didn't get enthusiastic about a politician until I heard about Bernie Sanders.
Yeah,
that was the first politician who I ever got interested in because he didn't take any corporate money.
I still believe that I got a right not to vote if I don't want to. I don't like that. Man, you got to vote anyways. We fought. Why? I should not have to vote for.
Hey man,
if I don't agree with none of them, why should I have to vote?
Can I ask a question in like? This is going to be like kind of a controversial question.
Okay.
We might get banned.
No, Lord.
Might get banned.
Controversy.
I'm telling you right now, we might get banned.
As long as it's not the alphabet crew that banned.
No, it's not the alphabet crew.
Okay, good. We're good then.
All right, cool. We good? We good?
Come forward.
All right, we got a vote. Jonathan, you trusted a white Jew in politics over a black dude from Chicago?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why? If they're both doing the same thing.
Because they weren't both doing the same thing. That's the difference.
Okay, so
when Bernie ran his campaign, since he's
No.
You know Bernie came afterwards, right?
Right.
Okay, so you distrusted. You didn't have the option of choosing.
Right. It wasn't a choice at that time. That's why I didn't vote.
I'm listening.
Okay. That's why I didn't vote. Because I'm looking at you like, I don't trust you. Why the hell am I going to vote for you? Like Los just said.
You should have that right.
If I'm looking at these candidates thinking to myself, I don't like either one of y'all, why am I going to vote for you?
You know why I say that? Because I would think that
I do feel. Oh my bad.
If a lot of us were to say, you know, if I'm looking at the numbers, I got 300 million or 200 million registered voters, but only 25 million voted. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. Why aren't they voting? I mean, to them, they don't care because hey, they
Right.
won, but
Because they already
these two choices.
they already
We're
counted
tired of
that
this. This is
percentage
bullshit.
out.
This is like, okay, I'm looking at the same shit, but you put red in front of this one and blue in front of that one. Okay, well, what the hell am I voting for? Either way, I vote for the same shit. No matter what I do, you know, it's the same shit. Just they do it backwards.
And
So, yeah, I
they
believe
both
that's the
getting
right
paid by the
method.
same organizations,
Right.
by the same corporations,
Same two people.
same groups that are funding the Republicans, is funding the Democrats. Bernie ran as an independent. Well, he originally ran as an independent. Then this last time around, he ran as a Democrat only because he was trying to get that big party money, that big party nomination behind him because he knew he was going to, if he had got it, he was going
Go
to
on,
need
tell
that
the truth.
to go against
Big
Trump.
party money. You
Right,
said
but
it.
no,
Big party-
but
No,
once
I'm
he,
fucking with you.
but if he had made it through the nomination process and then the DNC would have had no choice but to fund it. Then at that point, it doesn't matter where the money's coming from because you already the candidate. They can't kick you out at that point.
Yeah, but Hillary was always their candidate no matter what.
Well, they wanted Hillary, but nobody wanted her.
Well, it's
Like
gonna- it's
you
gonna
lost
happen-
to Donald Trump. How bad do you have to
It's
feel?
going to happen again when they. It's going to happen again when they put that Harris up against somebody.
Oh,
Shit,
Kamala
nobody
Harris.
want
Oh
her
my
either.
God, I hope she
You
doesn't
know?
fucking run for
She's
president.
going to.
She
She's
would be
vice
the
president. She's
worst
going to. At some
possible
point, she's going
candidate
to run.
ever. My
You know?
God,
Let
that
her
woman.
run.
Maybe.
You know, she has to. This is what
I mean,
I'm
they
vice president. I gotta run for president. I don't give a fuck.
They-
I have to.
think
I
her
can't take second
they
place.
think her position is going to win her a
I gotta
legacy
be
spot, but people don't like her. The same problem with Hillary. People don't like her. If people don't like you, if you're not personable, politics is a popularity game above any and everything else. So people don't like you, they're not going to vote for you.
That's right. You know, you gotta be Donald Trump. You gotta be a celebrity.
What was it about Barack Obama that you didn't trust?
From
He was right.
now, don't get me wrong.
I'm asking a question.
No, but don't get me wrong. At first,
I'm just asking a question.
At first, when I heard about it,
what stood out about him?
but no, really, what at first, what
black?
just like everybody else, when he first came out, being who he was, being what he was, I got a little excited about him. I'm not
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, I'm not
nigga.
gonna front that.
No.
No, I got excited about him because he seemed like really intelligent, real, you know, and it's of course the cliche things, well spoken and all of this kind of stuff. He seemed like he had his shit together. On top of that, I do have to applaud the
The brother
brother.
said well spoken, man.
Hey, but I do have to applaud the brother for one thing. To be a candidate running on a national scale like that and to never have a scandal or anything come out in your name.
And to be so well spoken.
Right?
But then, and this was when I was just starting to get really like into politics. But I started looking at the race because I was like, okay, who is this brother and what is he running for? What is he running about? What is he talking about? And he was talking about a lot of hope and change, but that's what it was. It was rhetoric. And once you started looking into his backing, once you started looking into the finances of his campaign,
Oh my God.
it was real easy to see where he was really going.
Where was he going?
Right where he went. He didn't
Where
do
was that?
shit for black people once he got into office.
Right.
He didn't do nothing for minorities, period. He
Agreed.
barely
Alphabet crew.
he
Well,
did
the
a,
gay and lesbians and
he
all
did a few
that.
things. He did a few things because he's a Democrat and he had to do certain things.
All right.
But to be in, like, I can even give you the first term,
Okay, give me first.
but
one.
your second term, when you won that second term,
Mhm.
the first thing you should have did was help your people out, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I feel that.
you can't even do nothing for your own.
Yeah,
But
you ain't
of
do
course,
nothing.
those corporate interests.
He can't do nothing for his own when he got a
Hey,
noose
John.
around his neck.
John, you know my
Tighter
whole-
and
you-
tighter.
But see,
John.
this
They
the
weren't gonna
part.
let him
John,
do
you know my
nothing.
whole problem with your whole argument.
They already let them do something
Everything
for black
that you-
people.
everything
He's the
you're-
president.
everything
He had
you're
me go
critic-
the fuck off.
Everything you're criticizing him on
Okay.
is after the fact. Nothing you said has been relevant in terms of why you didn't vote for him. You're only strengthening the reason. of why you didn't vote for him. What happened as a result of that?
No. I'm talking about when he was running his campaign. I'm not talking about after.
He didn't do nothing for black people.
I'm talking about when he was. Remember what I said? I said that when you start looking into his campaign finances, when you start looking into who was backing him, the corporations that was giving him money.
I thought it was the people that he got all that public money from the people.
No, he didn't raise hardly. I mean, he raised some public money, but compared to somebody who came later on, like Bernie Sanders, compared to what Bernie Sanders did, Bernie broke records. And what he did from raising money from the people.
White people can do that. Black people can't.
Yeah, you could have.
Same thing with
I'm only being real. I'm not trying to pull the card.
I honestly think he could have. With his popularity, with the way that he went about it, he could have done it. I mean, and even if that was the case, you could have pulled a switch on him, got into the office and said, "Okay, I got your money now. I'm gonna do what I need to do." Because then the popularity would have carried you through.
John, as many corrupt presidents as we've had, you mean to tell me you couldn't find in your heart at one time to just vote for one black one?
Nah, I couldn't.
Because you didn't trust him.
Hell no.
Because he was a politician. That's the problem.
They're all politicians.
But there's a difference.
What is the difference?
Again, it's where your money comes from.
Oh my God.
What?
No, Jonathan.
What? Okay.
But you know what? No, you might have missed it. He had never voted even after Obama. Then he started voting.
You're a black man in America. So you couldn't go vote for the first chance to have a black president?
That's the case. I could have voted for Jesse Jackson.
A lot of people did.
Back in the day.
A lot of people did.
You weren't old enough.
That was the only reason why, though. That's the only reason where they voted from. But I get what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about America,
even though,
man.
Like I said, he couldn't do much because he still had that noose right.
I understand all of that.
It was like, ain't that good enough?
Hey, man, he could have started World War VII. I don't care. You have an opportunity to have a person in a position of power that runs the whole world to be a black man.
Okay.
And you're going to tell me you don't vote for him because you don't trust him.
I know, right?
Name one president you've ever trusted.
See, right? That's why I said what I said earlier. When I went, that's what they all do. They all do everything you was talking about. They all do that, right? Except for Bernie Sanders and people.
You got some money good for Jews.
There's a few.
Because I'm not arguing.
He's Jewish. He's Jewish too. He's Jewish. Remember that? So, yeah, he's Jewish. I know you do. I know you do like him. You know what they were. I know you do. Yeah, that's right.
Everything.
You got that right. I know you do like him. I know you do like him. Sure do. Yeah.
Nah, man, but that was my only thing. Like, they all do that. So if they all do that, and now you got a black one that come in and he's doing what everybody else do. Like, if you're gonna vote, like that's where you.
You know what I'm saying?
Probably where you should put your vote.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if all the chips are on the table,
right? That's what I'm saying.
All the chips are on the table.
Is on the table.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
all the chips are on the table.
It's worth it just because, like,
maybe
he can do something.
Just maybe.
Maybe he can do
just
something.
Maybe.
He's
Here's
in that
another
position.
way to look at it, though.
He's in that position. Maybe he can do something.
If you see a black man who has the potential to become president, right, and he does or does not do the things that Obama did not do.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
If you're a black person and you're looking at him to win, and you already see he's doing what everybody else does, you could look at it and be like, I can't vote for that nigga, man. I can't do it.
Let me reverse the question.
Because he has this.
Let me reverse the question.
Had never voted.
Let me reverse the question.
Listen. I'm saying that this is a perspective that some people.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
So they'll be like, man, I can't believe this.
Even though he's a black dude, he's still gonna do the same shit.
He's gonna do the same shit.
Yeah.
I can't vote.
Let me reverse the question. Would you be as passionate? Like, let me reverse your question. Would we be as passionate about Barack Obama if all the conditions were equal, but he was on the Republican side? He had the same momentum. He had this, people was like, okay, it's going to be a first black president, possibly. But he's on the whatever that side
The
is,
right wing,
the right wing. He's on the right wing side. Would we be as passionate about voting for him?
But now you're in
But
that,
we
like
wouldn't
you
have
said,
voted for
fairy
him.
Why not?
tale
Because
land.
he's a black dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Republicans, the black Republicans wouldn't have voted for him just because he's black.
My question was, would we
They
be
would
as
have
passionate?
because they would
No.
just vote Republican no matter
I
what.
wouldn't have been.
You wouldn't have been.
But the-
you,
but the-
you,
the-
you don't
I
count.
mean the black
because
Democrats.
you're
I meant to
still
say the black
consistent. I'm
Democrats.
tell you
I meant
why.
to say the black Democrats. I meant to say the black Democrats were not going to jump ship.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course
Okay.
not. Of course not. I would expect that.
A lot of them would have because they would.
I mean, that would have. Of course, there would have been some, but
I
it
don't
wouldn't have
care
been
what
enough
he's
to make
running.
it shift.
I don't understand Democrat, Republican. That's a brother up
Because
there.
that's the question I
Clint,
asked.
Right.
I'm voting
That's
for
the
his
question.
brother. I don't care.
And he held true. He said, "Hey man, I don't care." You know.
You
But
never
I'm
know.
like, "Hey
He
man,
might can do something.
we're talking about America
He's
here."
president.
But the opposite is,
Yeah.
if the opposite was,
Yeah.
would you still feel the same way? You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's a fair question. It doesn't apply to him because he's strictly on merit.
Mhm.
Whether you're Republican, whether you're Democrat, X, Y, and Z, you can be green or blue. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's coming from. My whole argument to that is that voids of context.
Would you have voted for him?
No, I wouldn't have.
Yo, your
And I'ma tell you
brothers
why.
say they had one. Colin Powell. Until they saw
Get him up
There
out of
would have
here.
been a black Republican.
Yeah, they
I don't
wanted,
think he'd have won.
president.
They
I don't
wanted-
think he'd have won.
they
at the
wanted
time.
him to run, but he
They-
wouldn't have
I
won.
don't think he would have
He
won.
wouldn't because Republicans wouldn't even vote for him.
Exactly.
No matter
we weren't,
how
we weren't even ready for that.
right, no matter how good they thought he was, how much of a house nigga he was, they wouldn't go vote for him. Republicans.
No,
wouldn't.
sir. Because to your point, that's why Barack won the first time. Because the people that were traditionally red flipped blue. And they were so sick of George Bush Jr. at that time
They
getting us
enjoyed
involved
them
in 2 wars.
Yeah.
At that time, everybody was that's my whole argument with everything I'm saying right now. Don't absence your thought of context. Whatever your position is, don't take away context from when it's going on. That's why I asked him that question, the context. But anyway, yeah, that's why he won the first time. Because at that time, man, we was like, man, this white boy got us in 2 wars.
People were tired. White people were tired.
We didn't agree with the second war. It wasn't the first one. We didn't really agree with the second.
Right.
That didn't make sense to us. That's why we had a problem in this country.
Right.
You had that, and then you had the economy that was doing horrible. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm saying that's what was going on during his 8 years. We didn't got attacked on our homeland for the first time since 1812, and now we got a bad economy of the early damn depression. A nigga will do. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm putting you in their head.
And besides, he's half white anyway.
Exactly. And he's not even.
That's the thought.
And he's not black like us.
Yeah, he's not Bernie Mac.
He's not black like us. Like that's the thing that gets me about Barack, man. Like he's not a black man like we think about a black man. His parents, my parents, Bobby's parents, more than likely. We come from, if not both, one of our parents being someone that has been here as a forced mode of slavery. That's where we're enslaved. That's where we come from. That's us. That's where we come from.
Right.
And we come from there because they brought us from Africa and all that, and I understand everything is mixed. Okay. That's not Barack Obama. Barack Obama is an African American, not like us. We're African Americans because we know we come from Africa, because our ancestors were enslaved from Africa. And we're here. Put us in Iceland, we'll be Icelandic African, whatever you can think of, that's what it is.
His black part wasn't.
That's not Barack Obama.
No.
Right.
Barack Obama's mama is from America.
Right.
His daddy is from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
He's a real African American.
Right.
So that makes you question the motives of the people that put him there. We've always been fascinated with lighter skinned people in the movement of black people in this country. We've been fascinated with that.
Yeah, you're right about that.
We reject dark-skinned leaders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is inbred in us. If you don't want any other reason, the horror of slavery, just look at how you've altered the consciousness of a people. We will reject individuals that look like us, that come from us. But if you light skin, we'll listen.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We will listen to you.
Sure.
The real last leader black people have had from black people, man, you're looking at people like Sojourner Truth. You're looking at like Moses, Harriet Tubman.
Yeah.
You're looking at that. Maybe, Frederick Douglass, depending. But if you don't understand anything else about how bad the system is, that's the damage is done to us. Period.
Burley said, "Yep, Harris too. First generation American children of immigrants."
See?
Yeah.
I wouldn't vote for her either.
Yeah, but like I said, I wouldn't vote for her either.
See, but Kamala Harris, let me tell you how. See, she's a product of that brainwashing. Because what they don't tell you about Kamala Harris is Kamala Harris' daddy's from Jamaica.
Yeah,
that's true.
See, you had to research that.
So
you only know about Kamala Harris by her Indian mama.
Right. Yeah, because she don't
yeah,
want
that's what
nothing
they
to do
talk
with black.
about.
You understand what I'm saying?
About. Yeah.
That's all they talk about. You don't know about her professor father.
Right. Who also came from slavery.
Okay, from Jamaica.
Yeah.
But you don't consider yourself to be that.
Right. No, she didn't want
She
nothing
got
to do with
sworn
that.
into Congress under the Asian Council. She didn't even get sworn in Congress as an African American black person, anything.
Right.
She went in with the East Asian Council.
Yep.
She signed in with people from China as far to from India.
Right.
She telling you she don't identify with you.
Right.
But because she was a part of a sorority at a historically black college university for her, bachelor's.
She's a sister.
She's a sister now.
She's a sister.
She looked like you. She acted like you.
Yeah.
What happened after that? What happened after that? Tell me about that.
She forgot that.
Tell me what did that black sorority sister do for black people once she got into a position in the judicial system?
When she was a DA out in California, she
Tell me what she
was
did.
locking up black parents
Thank you.
for their children being truant.
Tell me what she did. Tell
For
me what
being
your black
elected
sister
school.
did. Tell me about your black sister.
Yeah.
Tell me about your black sister.
From school
But like I
days,
say, people.
Spike these school days.
Oh,
She
yeah.
went from a jigaboo to a
Right. Right.
She hung out with the jigaboo. As soon as she left, I was one of these now.
Yeah, she got down with the jigaboos to make her name.
No, when she even went in as the AKA, as a matter of fact. She's an AKA. And most AKAs that I know traditionally are light-skinned women.
Yeah.
She's showing you how she's trying to get away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she.
You understand what I'm
She
saying?
put a lot of brothers in jail. I know that.
I ain't promoting one tradition over another. I could care less if they are beta, theta, sorority, whatever. But why not be a zeta? Ain't too dark for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You had equal opportunity for any other any other sorority, but you went that way, and you signed in as an Asian congresswoman in America. But we identify with her as an African American. So I understand exactly where you're coming from, Jonathan.
Yeah.
At certain times, you do have to base your decisions on principle. My only question to you is this: race is everything.
It touches on everything. It's involved in everything.
In America.
If race is everything in this country, as equally as economics, why not choose what looks like you?
Because we need to get away from that.
We never went there.
I mean, that's the truth. It shouldn't be that I vote a certain way or believe a certain way or act a certain way because I'm black. If I do things, I do them because I'm me and it's what I choose to do. I'm not going to do it just because I'm black. Being black is going to play some influence because that's a part of who I am. Just like I'm a male, just like I live in America, just like I grew up in Texas, just like I was raised Christian. Those things all play a part in who I am, but they're not all that I am.
Agreed.
So my thing has always been, I'm going to do it the way I see best, not just because that person is black, not just because that person is, you might say the right things, but I'm going to look at you and go, okay, but what are you not telling me? And when I saw Barack back in the day, like I said, even before I just looked at him like, this brother's smooth. He's smooth, but he's full of shit. And it just was obvious to me. And like I said, when I started looking into him, I was just like, okay, I can't roll with this dude. You know, he's just another politician.
I agree with you 100%. I just been coming at you because you know most of my girlfriends are white.
See, that's the thing about you, Ron. I know when you're picking on me, you got a point to make. This boy here.
Feel both.
Where the white women at?
You know.
Where the white women at?
Be in the house. Be in the house. You gotta be house niggas to be
Ron gonna be the next Barack daddy.
That's right. That's right. You know me. That's right. That's right. We got 6 minutes, man.
You're
What's
gonna
up,
find you a
man?
Kansas-fed white woman and have like 5
Yes,
kids.
yes. Give it to me.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Constant chorus.
Her Lois.
I can't get no writer, goddamn. No writer. Shit, oh shit, I'm telling you, man. Shit. I went right. I'm trying to get that card in my pocket too. Like, I got that man card. Pass right. Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
No, it's shoot them niggas. Truth is the middle ground. That's all. You know what I'm saying? On the cool, truth is that middle ground for real. I try to play both sides, man. Try to get to the core of it, you know.
Yeah.
For real, I think if you hold any particular fixed point of view, man, in an ever rotating universe, I don't think you're ever gonna get to where you're trying to get to, man.
No,
so yeah, that's all it is. We do that stuff for fun and jokes, and I try to play both sides or whatever. And some of it was me, some of it is, and just trying to get to find out what are we really talking about. You know what I mean? So no, I respect you for your views, big time, man. I'm still undecided on a lot of things. I really am.
It's complicated. That's the thing. It's not a simple choice to make especially when you're talking about some of the subjects that we're dealing with. But
absolutely,
you have to be able to look at it from different points of view. Because realistically, like you said, if you have that one fixed point, you missing out on all of these other things because you're only looking at it like this.
Yeah.
But
I think that's necessary in some certain situations, especially as of late with this gay and lesbian community movement. I think when it comes to I know it's a rough topic, but if we're going to be honest, if you're going to say, hey, man, not having a fixed point of view is not good. Yeah, it's not. But when it comes to certain immutable facts of sex and gender, man, you starting to mess with science now. And I can't move off my square when it comes to saying, hey, man, you got male and you got female. You got variances in degrees to a certain degree, but that's not the majority, and that's not what keeps us going forward. I can't step off my square when it comes to that. And that is becoming a problem to other free thinkers in our society. And that is a problem. That is a problem. I may be seen as sexist or whatever, but I'm telling you, that movement right there, they have garnered the kind of power where individuals that are in the establishment are responding to individuals outside of it because they have connections to individuals within. So when one or two of them get mad, you start seeing Netflix doing crazy things. You start seeing people recant positions that they had. Mm-hmm. Why? Because individuals that are connected to them that help them make money, that share similar views, if not lifestyles, they start making idle threats. Almost I should say idle. They start making threats. Right. But when Black people in those same situations make the same demands on the same industry, you may see something like that on CNN. We talk about it for a couple of weeks and it goes away. Yep. And nothing happens. Right. I have a problem with a community having that kind of authority over our voices.
But you know in part why that is, though. It's because just about everybody has somebody who's gay, lesbian, or whatever in their family.
That's a common behavior.
Right. But you are the answer to that. Because all we need to do is start to go out and get white people pregnant.
They want your booty wrong.
And then once you got somebody black in everybody family, then they're gonna start listening to us. Because then you're gonna have it in your house. When you come home and you hear, did y'all hear that another black man got killed? And you gotta go home and listen to that. That's what happens.
Jonathan.
Last conversation.
No. This is real. This is real. Hey man, I don't care how you breed anything. It could be flowers to horses.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have some homosexuality.
Oh yeah,
somewhere along the way.
That's what I'm saying.
What black people are missing, and if we're saying the same thing, please correct me.
Okay.
Just like Dave Chappelle, like I never really thought it through, but he's absolutely correct. When you're looking at what the LGBTQ community is doing, they're weaponizing sexuality behind racist intentions. Here's the problem. You're having black people, Hispanic people, Asian people identifying with the people that do not identify with them on no level other than we have a shared common behavior.
Okay.
That shared common behavior is we like others of our same kind.
Okay.
That doesn't change how I may think about you as a black or an Asian or Hispanic.
True. Yeah.
We just have a common behavior. That's why you have, even within the homosexual community, groups like black, gay, lesbians, whatever, for the equality of the whatever.
Yeah, there's still racism in the homosexual community.
So what you did was you sit there and you put on the gay and homosexual, gay, lesbian, homosexual community got the level or the grounding to make the advances they did on the backs of black people that made way for legislature to make those things possible. And they turned right back around and turned on the people that helped them get to where they are, even though they had a shared behavior. Mm-hmm. That is what Dave Chappelle is trying to say. I'm not dealing with people that like to have other men in their lives or other women in our lives. I'm looking at the behavior behind that.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with white people. I'm dealing with racism.
But it's the same way that the white feminists did with black feminists back in the day. They co-opted the black feminist movement and brought them in. Oh no, we're all trying to get women's rights. We're all trying to get women's rights, but it's the same maneuver. I agree with you on that point. Yeah, I can definitely understand that.
Jonathan, the feminist movement was for individuals to break the norms of societal pre-designated positions in terms of like a caste system, if you will. You had a lot of women identifying with other women because, well, we're women.
Right.
But, okay, I see black people and Hispanics making leverage or whatever through the civil rights movement. Let's jump on their back, which is what they did.
Yeah.
And they also started breaking the quote-unquote glass ceiling eventually. It started, I think, around in the early 80s, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, that's when we started hearing glass ceiling stuff.
Yeah.
The reason why that doesn't apply is because that is precisely the problem of what we're discussing. Women are women. Men are men. There is an understanding that even if we are a different color, we are still something reminiscent of one another. We're still marching on behalf of women. Now, whether you get something out of it because you're a different color, that's one thing. But I'll recognize you as a woman.
Okay.
That is an immutable understood. The argument today is trying to change that fundamental argument. Women are not women. Men are not men. That is the fundamental problem. And they're aiming that entire argument specifically at the black community. That's why brothers like that say things like, hey man, it's an agenda. Because everything that counters what they're saying masculinity and femininity should be, black masculinity, black femininity has a particular flavor of its own that is very, I can't lie to you, it is very aggressive in nature. Mm-hmm. In terms of how it's presented, in terms of how, that's what makes it appealing. That's why people like Brazilians. That's why people like Puerto Ricans. That's why people like Those kind of why do they call you exotic? Los, you're Puerto Rican. You're Native American from here. You understand? They call you exotic. Why? Because you stand out. That's very aggressive. Anything like that within particular the black community, the first thing they do is they start changing the normalization of it. That's the first thing they do. They start questioning, hey man, is that acceptable? Is that a good thing? Should that be allowed? Am I lying, Devin?
Not at all.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's the problem that I have with this new homosexual movement that's going on. And I cannot move off my square on that, man. I just can't do it. And that's a real problem for us. I can't express that enough. And it comes from no
You
Bible.
expressed it well.
It comes from no Bible.
Just as toxic as toxic male.
It's a problem.
Exactly.
It's a real problem.
And when you think about it, they still males too.
Your children are not going to be able to meet the demands of tomorrow. They're going to be too weak to. And they're not going to change the rules, I promise you. Okay, I'll shut up. Okay, I'll shut up. I'll shut up. I'll shut up. No, I'll shut up.
Making a lot of sense.
I'll shut up. They're not going to change, man. They're not going to change, man. I promise you. I promise you. So I hear you 100%. You don't want to vote for a black dude specific because they black. I'm with you on that. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. At least you're thinking in principle. I feel you. But there's a bigger problem going on, John. It's a bigger problem. It's a bigger problem. And this homosexual thing ain't no joke. It ain't no joke, man.
Not at all. Man.
I'll say it. I mean, I
Not
know
at all,
people
bro.
gonna probably stop looking at us and all that and not want to be part of it. I'm just telling you, right today, that's our crisis.
But see,
That's our crisis.
if anybody is really paying attention to what you're saying, they'll realize the same shit with Dave Chappelle. You're not attacking nobody's
I'm not.
sexuality.
I'm
dog.
really not.
No.
You're not. So for anybody who sees this and hears that and gets mad and decides not to watch, I mean, that's kind of showing your level of intelligence.
Right. Right.
Because you're not paying attention
Right.
and you're just reacting off of feelings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't want to deal with you anyway. And I think that's probably one of the things Dave Chappelle was also saying.
Bruh, I think that's why he stopped. That's
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why Dave was like, look, man, I ain't gonna make no more jokes on this. Not because he was sensitive to the gay and lesbian homosexual outcry and the
Right.
community and all that. I don't
Right.
think that's what it was.
Right.
I think Dave Chappelle's, when he said, hey man, the dude yelled back at me, I'm having a human experience.
Right.
What are you gonna say to that?
Right. Right.
What are you gonna say to that? I think he
Yeah.
saw the jokes he was making was hurting his friend having a human experience.
Yeah.
But before I go, here's some stuff y'all been doing, and it's really messed up.
Yeah.
And it would be irresponsible of me to have this kind of position
Right.
to not bring it to everyone's attention.
Right.
That's what Dave did, man.
Yeah. I
You
know.
saying I see you, I
That's
hear
what he
you.
did.
I
They don't
agree.
see or hear him.
He hurt his friend, man. I bet you no black trans couldn't have garnered the same attention.
That's true.
I bet you that one.
That's true.
Now, as humanitarian as that was on Dave's behalf, I bet you no black trans could have did that.
That's true.
We may be on some TV shows and all that kind of stuff. I bet everybody wouldn't have went when they said he killed himself.
Right.
I promise you that one.
Right.
Because we see it too much already.
Mhm.
But we're not speaking to that.
That's true, man.
We're not having honest conversations, man. We're not having honest conversations. For real.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's a huge
We're not having
problem,
honest
man.
conversations.
It's a huge problem, man.
That's a problem. I'm not saying I'm right.
Huge problem.
That's why I'm glad this brother's here, because he's showing, I'm glad this brother's here. He's showing us there are alternatives to your reality.
Definitely. Most definitely.
There are also
But there
fundamental
are
truths.
also immutable
There are fundamental
Yes.
truths.
Facts you
Yes.
just can't get
There are
Yes.
fundamental truths.
Yes.
Please
But
believe.
in the past,
And
past,
Please
nothing
believe.
beats that.
Please
in the
believe.
past
Nothing
5 to
beats
6,
There are
7, 8 years,
fundamentals.
facts don't mean shit no more.
That's
People
what they
believe
trying
whatever
to
the
do.
hell
They
they
might have
believe.
made up.
You know, this shit, I can write whatever I want.
What
If I
is
get
it,
enough followers, that's what the word is. This is
Right.
what we're
Confirmation
doing.
bias. Everybody wants somebody to prove what you already believe. You know.
Yeah.
Hey man, we are about almost 10 minutes over time, so we're gonna go ahead and shut it down today,
That's what's
man. I
up.
appreciate y'all
That nigga
for
hungry.
chilling with us.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, we was just having some, just regular conversation. Appreciate y'all for being there, man.
Thank y'all. Thank
See
y'all.
y'all
Thank
same
y'all.
bad time, same bad
That
channel.
channel. Yeah.
Wednesday, 7 p.m. We see y'all there, man. The Daily Smoke Out.
Yeah, man. I guess it was a main episode. It was a real episode, I guess.